Hi, Marie here. Welcome to my channel. Today we are talking about starting over and what 10 Middle Eastern fragrances I would choose if I was starting from scratch, had no fragrances, and needed to purchase some fragrances. Middle Eastern are so great because they're so affordable. So I wanted to share with you the first 10 I would buy if I was starting again. Wait, but before I get started, if you haven't subscribed, just go ahead and hit that button. Join the weird, wonderful family. It would be amazing to have you part of the community. And let's get into this. So I thought I would break it into 4 categories. So some everyday fragrances, kind of more classy / special occasion fragrances, some more evening type fragrances, and then some gourmands. So I'm going to start with the everyday fragrances. The first fragrance I would get, definitely the first, would be Moira Silky Rose. Now the reason why is as an everyday fragrance, it's just amazing. It's sweet, it's rosy, and I tend to gravitate towards rose-centric fragrances. There's a little bit of kind of a fruity tartness to it that reminds me of raspberry, although it is actually lychee. So the notes are rose, lychee, pink pepper in the opening. In the middle, it has rose, musk, and lily of the valley. And the base has musk, vanilla, and patchouli. So I just think it's an absolutely gorgeous fragrance. It has moderate longevity. It's just super cheery, fun, slightly flirty, but still sophisticated enough that you could just wear it to the office or shopping or whatever. It's a total easy reach fragrance, and I absolutely love it. I just think it's a really stellar fragrance for such a great price. So Mohair Silky Rose, first everyday fragrance. The next everyday fragrance that I would get is Atlantis by Asdaf or Lattafa. So I think Asdaf is just another sister company of Lattafa. This opens with bergamot and lemon. I just recently talked about this one, and it's so juicy but sweet. So it's vibrant, it's citrusy, but like a really sweet lemon. So I find it totally scrumptious, invigorating, bright, cheery. It has sea salt, blue hyacinth, cedar, and musk. To me, this comes across as fresh, but sweet and vivacious. So it's kind of a jubilant, celebratory fragrance. Definitely you could wear this spring and summer. It's so happy. It's definitely an easy reach. You just smell good with it, and it just lasts a really decent amount of time. It's a good 6-7 hour wear. So really enjoy it. I find that opening is especially mouth-watering, but I find that it kind of stays like that for the majority of the wear. So it just smells juicy and delicious, and I'm loving it. The next everyday easy reach, and honestly, it could probably be in my gourmand section, but it's light and happy enough that you could definitely wear it every day, is Sheikhoff Oud Tonka. First of all, I love the color of the bottle. Well, it's similar to Atlantis actually, but I love the Sheikhoff Oud Tonka bottle even more. Looks like a Tiffany box somehow. Love that Tiffany blue color. The fragrance inside is kind of a candied almond. Now, some people have said that it's like velvet tonka, something like that. I don't think it's like that. I know this has tonka, but to me, the almond is what really, really stands out with this fragrance. So it smells like candied almonds, like sweet, sweet, almost crispy feeling almonds. I know Val talked about those wedding candies. I've never eaten one of those, so I don't know if that's what it smells like. I trust that that's, if she says it, then I'm sure that that's what it smells like. But I just imagine a very crisp almond, like a thin wafer almond that's kind of candied, and you just snap it and smell kind of the almond and the candy all together. That's kind of the feel I get. I absolutely love it. It's also got cinnamon, orange blossom, and rose in the middle notes, and then the base is tonka, vanilla, and amberwood. So I find this one vibrant, sweet. It's quite feminine and girly, but somehow still quite put together. The florals kind of add a nice dynamic, and I just think It's a stellar fragrance. Now, it's probably one of the more expensive Middle Eastern fragrances, but definitely worth it. And it's definitely one I want to add to my collection. I'm just waiting till the price comes down a little bit, but it's absolutely beautiful. Love it. Kind of addictive. I like the fact that although it's floral and although it's something that you could wear every day, that almond is sweet enough that it kind of creates this intoxicating feel around the fragrance. It's delicious, it's addictive, and I love it. Next, I want to talk about kind of classy, sophisticated. Again, you could wear these every day, but they're just up a little bit of a notch. So the other ones are a little bit vibrant, a little bit sweet, a little bit flirty and fun, easy reaches. These are a little bit more classy. Now, the first one I would choose is Liam. Now, that is supposed to be inspired by BDK Gris Charnel. Lots of you have weighed in on Liam and you find it too masculine. What I'm curious about is whether you find Liam more masculine. Like, have you tried BDK Gris Charnel as well? And you find that Liam is more masculine than Gris Charnel? Or do you find that Gris Charnel is quite masculine as well? If you find Liam a little bit too masculine, you may want to try Francique 6350.55. That one is a Gris Charnel dupe as well, but it's a slight tinge sweeter. So that one might be better. I find that Gris Charnel or Liam, they're both very, very neutral, very unisex in my opinion. And there's no sweetness really at all to Liam. It's just kind of a tea-like fragrance. So it has cardamom, fig, black tea. In the mid, it has iris, vetiver, and labdanum. Base notes are vanilla, sandalwood, tonka, and patchouli. So what I find with Liam is that it smells like, to me, I've said this before with BDK Gris Charnel, it reminds me of like if you had a clear cloche and then somehow you infused the cloche with kind of a gray smoke that was a mixture of tea and fig. So just kind of like this swirling smoke. That's what I think of. I think of gray. I think of like Earl Grey tea or something that's a bit muted, a bit elegant and sophisticated, but very muted, no sweetness at all, no nonsense, just kind of almost clean. That's the fragrance with a little bit of spice that comes from the cardamom. It has iris in it. So again, there's a powdery feel to it that makes it feel like kind of a tea fig infused smoke. That's the way that I think of it. So I think classy and sophisticated. I think like a really nice pantsuit with maybe a long trench. Someone's walking through the streets of England. It's kind of cold and foggy out. That's the feel that I get. I just think it's beautiful. Definitely it's not for everybody for sure, but I love it. And so it would be definitely in my pick as a classy fragrance. I think it's classy, sophisticated, elegant. It's not trying hard to be anything other than smelling clean with a slight spice to it with that tea. So love it. Next classy and sophisticated one I would choose is Tharwa Gold. Now this is supposed to be inspired or similar to YSL Libre Intense. It to me is better than that. Like I like it more for sure. It's got lavender and bergamot in the opening, orange blossom and jasmine in the middle, and the base has amber, vanilla, and vetiver. But you're going to get a similar feel to the Libre Intense. So it's got that vanillic component. That orange blossom definitely comes through with that hit of lavender. The lavender is a little less herbaceous in Tharwa Gold than in YSL's Libre Intense, but it's such a beautiful, sophisticated kind of boss lady type fragrance. I love the bottle on it, honestly. Nice bottle. So many of these fragrances are just fantastic. So if you like any of the Libre line, I definitely suggest checking out Tharwa Gold. But even if you don't like it, if you kind of like Libre Intense, but not enough to pull the plug, you may really like this one, because I definitely like Tharwa Gold better than any of the YSLs. Love Tharwa Gold, honestly. And it does. It smells sophisticated, classy, kind of boss lady type fragrance. No nonsense a little bit, but it's got that warmth from the vanilla that really kind of mellows it out and just makes it amazing. I think it's stellar. And the last classy one that I want to mention, I won't talk about it long because you've heard me talk about it a lot, is Barakat Gentle Gold by Maison Fragrance World. And I've had many of you say that you've purchased this and absolutely love it. So I'm so happy to hear that. It's always awesome to know that my recommendations are resonating with you guys. I also appreciate when people say, yeah, tried it, it didn't work out for me, because that's just as important. But I'm glad that this is speaking to you guys as much as it speaks to me. It's a balsamic vinegar. Why do you need perfume? Just take the vinegar bottle, spray it on yourself, slap yourself with some lavender, and you're good to go. Actually, you could do that with vanilla. I'm kidding, okay? I'm kidding. Anyway, I've lost my train. The train's left the station. I'm empty. Barakat Gentle Gold. Now, of course, Maison Francis Kurkdjian, they're the stars. This is just a cheap imitation, but it's such a good one. It's so extremely special, this fragrance. Vanilla, amber, musk, woody notes, juniper berries, nutmeg, and coriander. I definitely get a little bit of that spice, the vanilla. The juniper does come out, so it's not going to speak to everyone because it is a little bit balsamic or resinous, but I just think that this is so amazing. There's a slight fruitiness somehow to it for me, and I love this fragrance. So yes, definitely classy and sophisticated, stellar. Next are my date night fragrances, or my kind of more special nighttime whatever. So date night, sexy, whatever. First is Chekhov Oud. Love this fragrance. Main notes, rose, praline, and oud. It's definitely oudy, but it's kind of a sweet rose. It also smells a little bit like screechy. So this is definitely, it's a potent one, like a couple sprays and you're good to go. So Chekhov Oud has saffron in the opening. It has oud and rose in the middle, and it has oud, praline, and vanilla in the base. So you definitely get a bit of that sweet rose, but it's got a lot of oud. So you've got to like oud for this one. This one is more of a winter date night. And then we have our any time of year date night fragrance, and that would be Baroque Satin Oud. Now this does have oud, but to me the oud is really in the background. This one's way less potent feeling than the Chekhov Oud. You've got rose, violet, vanilla. There's oud and I think a little bit of benzoin. This is inspired by Oud Satin Mood by Maison Francis Kurkdjian as well, and it is such a great fragrance. Love the bottle on this. Love the color of the juice. I just think it's beautiful. This is a velvety rose, slightly jammy, powdery fragrance. It's very sensual somehow. It just smells super sexy. Like when I think of this fragrance, I think of being in kind of like a smoking room or a whiskey room, and there's a velvet chaise lounge and there's kind of cool music playing. Super sexy, sultry, slightly powdery feel to this. This is so gorgeous, beautiful for like a very opulent evening special occasion. Love it. Again, if I was starting over, the Middle Eastern gourmands that I would want to purchase, I'd actually want to purchase a few, but the two that I would start with is, first of all, Bois de Vanille by Les Bois. Now, this is one of the most delicious vanilla fragrances that you are ever going to run across. The beauty of this vanilla is that you can wear it all year round. So even though it will hold its own in the winter, you can certainly wear it in the summer. It's decadent and intoxicating. Here are the notes. Bergamot and cassis buds on the top. In the heart, you have solar notes and rose, and then the base is coconut, vanilla, and amber. Now, I get literally no rose at all, so there's no real floral to speak of. What I'm getting is that delicious, intoxicating vanilla, a little bit of brightness paired with it, with those, with the cassis and the bergamot, and then in the dry down, you get like a hit of coconut, like just a tiny hint of it. But primarily it's that vanilla. The amber is in there as well. So like a little bit of a brighter vanilla. It's balanced perfectly. Now, some people say it reminds them of Holidays by Mascara. I don't get that at all. So I don't get a Holidays vibe. I love Holidays. This to me isn't quite like that, but I do think that probably the little bit of coconut and the little bit of bergamot kind of, I can see where people would go with it. So that makes sense. Some people are picking up on that. For me, it's just a beautiful, rich, slightly boozy vanilla that I absolutely love. Stellar vanilla. Honestly, it's a vanilla that everyone should have in their collection. It's that good. The next Middle Eastern gourmand that I think is just absolutely amazing is Cacao. It's C.A.C.A.O. Cacao, but it's got the dot in between every letter. It's made by Fragrance World, and it is a fantastic cacao fragrance. So the notes are mandarin, cacao, cashmere wood, ambra, chocolate, jasmine, cardamom, oud, orchid, patchouli, and musk. What I get from it is just a beautiful kind of powdered cocoa. It's not too strong. It's paired with that orange really perfectly. And as it dries down, that orange kind of stays present. It's very similar to me to something like a Hugo Boss The Scent Private Accord for her, which is a fantastic fragrance, but it just doesn't last. This lasts for a long time. So it's a fantastic chocolatey, slightly oranged fragrance. It's not uber chocolate. So it's not like Chocolate Velvet by Teodoro Calatini or something like a Chocolate Greedy. It's a little more mellow, a little bit more smooth than that. And definitely there's enough going on there that it's not like you're getting hit in the face with cocoa. So I think it's so amazing. It's not so heavy, again, that you couldn't wear it during the spring and summer. So thinking again from a perspective of starting over, what would be the 10 I would start with? If I'm getting gourmands, I want the gourmands to be able to work for me during the spring, summer, fall, winter. Both of these will do that. So the Bois de Vanille and the Cacao, both will give you that chocolate and vanilla hit. You could mix them together, for Pete's sakes, and have something spectacular, but honestly, they're fantastic. Now, there are so many more phenomenal Middle Eastern fragrances, but if I were to start over, those would be the 10 I would start with. For obvious reasons, the gourmands, you can wear them all year round. The date night, I tend to go for a rose oud combination, so those would be the ones I would choose. The classy ones, I get something with everything, so Liam is a little less sweet. Barakat Gentle Gold has more sweetness, more vanilla, but they're so classy. And then the everyday ones, they're just fun, light, refreshing, awesome. Can wear all of these pretty much all year round. So what about you? If you were starting over, what would be the 10 Middle Eastern you would choose? I would love to hear from you. And other than that, I hope you have an amazing week. And just so you know, people have been asking me when Val's going to return. She is coming back either next week or the week after. You will see a video with her talking about all the latest and greatest in the Middle Eastern realm. And other than that, I hope you have an amazing week, and we'll talk to you soon.
Dad, are you ready for Middle Eastern? Ooh.